Good morning. Happy Friday, and I'm so happy to see you guys again. For those of you that haven't seen this new situation, I can actually show it to you. We bought a food truck, and I'm currently sitting here serving coffee to people that drive by. And I thought, well, better time. It's a little quiet right now to make a video because I've been wanting to make a video about this topic for a few weeks now, and I haven't found the time yet, and it's Friday, so perfect. I want to talk to you guys today about recovery perfectionism, which I don't know if it's an official thing, but I've noticed it in probably every single one of my clients. It's the idea that recovery is needs to be perfect either in what you do, so like you have to do things perfectly to recover, or also the idea that recovery needs to be perfect, needs to be 100% recovered, and before you reach that 100% recovery, you can't call yourself recovered, basically. Sorry, it was just someone driving by and I think they wanted to stop for coffee. Not right now, I'm making this video for you. And so I noticed this with so many people that they have this idea in mind that recovery means that you have no anxious thoughts anymore, that you feel perfect all the time, and this pressure of perfection around your recovery makes it so difficult to actually feel better. Because as you guys know, as I've talked about so often before, recovery is really about declenching that controlling fist, about letting go of that control, about surrendering your and opening your arms to the unknown. And it's very hard to do that if you have this constant control around how am I feeling? Am I making progress? Am I on the right track? Oh no, I feel bad again, so that means that I'm not doing things perfectly. That puts so much grip and so much tension on yourself, on your nervous system, that it actually doesn't allow you to just open your arms and say yes to however I feel that day is how I'm meant to feel. And if it's not perfect or if I'm not 100% recovered, that's fine. And funnily enough, I don't personally relate to this topic so much, and I think that's why I recovered rather quickly. I'm a perfectionist in about every other aspect of my life, except for my recovery from DPDR. I don't know why. I think it's also because I didn't know enough about it when I was going through it. Um, but I remember just feeling okay again, like feeling like I could breathe again, feeling like I did not have constant panic attacks again, and like I could just kind of feel a-okay. And I remember when I was at that point, just almost celebrating, like, and saying, if this is where I stay forever, honestly, I'm fine with that. Like, I'm just so happy that I feel better, that and I never thought I would feel better. So the fact that I just feel even a little bit better, that was my perfection. That was my type of idea of feeling recovered, of celebrating recovery. And it's because I was so lax with it and so like content with where I was at in my recovery, even if it was just feeling 50% better, that my focus stopped going to trying to recover all the time. My focus stopped going to how am I feeling, how am I thinking. And because my focus stopped going there and started therefore going to other things, I was able to feel much I was able to feel grounded much quicker again. I was able to really feel like I was living my life again. And that's also where recovery comes from. It starts with overcoming the dread and the fear of what you're going through and kind of really going through that. And then once you are through the roughest patch, it's more about forgetting about it and living your life again than it is about necessarily adding on another tip or another tool or another thing that you have to do to fully get rid of it. Because the way you fully get rid of it is if you really just stop caring about it. If you live your life, if you're okay with feeling upset sometimes, if you're okay with feeling DPDR sometimes, if you're okay with intrusive thoughts coming and going, and you truly, truly don't care, you're not caring because I tell you to, and because now your perfectionist brain is thinking, oh, okay, so the way to perfectly recover is to not really worry about recovering. So I'm gonna distract myself today, and then your whole day you're distracting, but you're actually in the back of your mind still thinking about it. So it's very difficult because as long as your main focus is to try to get that 100% perfect recovery, you're probably never gonna have it. It's only when you truly go, you know what? Let me just focus on being happy with how far I have come so far, and just trying to stay content there, and taking on a mindset of, you know what? If this is where I stay, then that's fine too. It doesn't have to be perfect. I don't have to feel 100% connected again. And what's difficult about that is that a lot of people are probably listening to this and saying, well, Robin, I'm not okay with that. I do want to be 100% recovered. I do want to be 100% over this anxiety and over this dissociation. And to that, I would say I completely understand you. I understand that you want to get rid of it. I understand so much that you just want to live your life again and feel present again and feel connected again. But what I also think is important for you to realize is the moment is already as it is. So, what point do you have in fighting it, or what point is there in resisting it? I know how much you want it, but wanting it is not actually helping you get the thing you want, if you know what I mean. So, like, the more you attach to this goal that you have of being fully recovered, 100% perfect recovery, um, the farther away you do put yourself. So choosing what you want, it's difficult because you should choose what you want not based on what you actually want, but based on what's logical. Kind of as if, imagine that you lost your legs. Of course you want your legs back. Of course you want to be able to run again and walk again, but wanting that is not serving you. Wanting that is not helpful for you because you might not get your legs back. And in this case, you probably will get your legs back. You probably will feel connected again. But in this moment right now, you're not feeling connected. You're not feeling that 100% ready. And you won't feel like that until you let go. So the question is it helpful for you to keep holding on to this? I want to feel fully recovered. I want to be 100% there. Because if if you're not fully there right now and wanting it is actually making you miserable, is making you stressed, is making you tense, is making you more hyper vigilant, maybe it's more productive to actually let go and try to focus on finding peace with that 70% recovery, or finding peace with that 60% recovery, or 80% recovery, or some cases 95% recovery. Because I have people, my clients or people that have done my course, that are 95% recovered and are actually doing so much better in every aspect of their life. But sometimes they have like a slither of a symptom here or a little thought there, or and they're still reaching out to me saying, Robin, I'm still not 100% recovered. And I think, oh my God, just look at how far you've come. It will pass in time, but stop holding on to it, stop latching onto it. And that's how it will eventually, whenever it needs to, disappear. Um, so I want you to try to be curious about this recovery perfectionism for yourself, and kind of ask yourself, am I guilty of this? Am I guilty of thinking that I need to be 100% better before I can celebrate my progress? That I need to be 100% there? Or can I actually challenge myself to find contentment with where I am? And just try to be mindful of that, because that recovery perfectionism is part of what's keeping you stuck. And I don't want you to be stuck. I want you to be free. I want you to live your day focusing on the things that you want to do that day, and not constantly focusing on what you should be doing for your recovery. So, yeah, I hope that this topic is something that you gain something from. I am going to focus on my coffee making again because I'm constantly being distracted by all the cars driving by and slowing down. So I am so happy that you joined me today on this video. For more recovery resources on DPDR recovery or existential anxiety recovery, I'll put a little link in the description or a few links that you can click on if you'd like to work with me or explore my other resources. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.